Good morning. Welcome to John F. Kennedy High School on St. Patrick's Day, the craziest day of the year at Kennedy High School. We love to see all of the green. We were going to pinch you all if you were not wearing green, and hard. We were going to pinch hard. We were not going to pinch friendly. So it's good that you came correct. We're happy about that. I'm so happy to have you. My name is Poppy Hill-Bonales. Thank you for joining us in person and online on YouTube. Remember that you can always go back and watch this afterwards on YouTube if you're just so riveted by our presentation that you must see it again. You always have the opportunity. And my incredible sidekick in crime.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mr. Hernandez, or David Hernandez. I'm the faces here at Kennedy High School. It took me 5 hours to paint my hair green. Hopefully, I don't sweat today. Not really 5 hours.
You've seen that commercial, right? It's not the permanent one.
No, I hope not. I really hope it washes off after a while.
Do we, though? I think it's fine if it doesn't wash out. He does have a wig, a green wig, that he sometimes likes to rock, and he decided he'd go real. He went ahead and spray painted it. So that's commitment.
Well, Hannah Montana's 20-year anniversary is next week, so I'll probably wear the wig next week.
Understand. Why would you question why he knows that? Of course he knows that. All right, so we are so excited to start our morning with our HSA Awards. I will let you talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have the Honorary Service Awards, or HSA, that we do every year, sponsored by our PTSA. I think this is a great way for our PTSA in order to, get closer with the community, school community. They have these nominations that anybody can submit. So throughout the Sunday newsletter, social media, we've had anybody could submit a nomination, and this year we have 4. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up the PTSA to review these nominations and then see, just talk a little bit more why these people are nominated. We know there's a lot of staff here who do a lot of good work, but these 4 people are exceptional. So without further ado, can I get the
All right, PTSA is coming up. Somebody is doing it. We'll hand the mic over. Remember, the mic for us in the room feels pretty ineffective, but it is for our friends watching online.
I can read the nominations. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll read it.
Sorry, thank you.
You want to take turns? We'll take turns reading them. How about that?
No, go.
Okay. All right, so our first one up is Stephanie Servant. So I'm going to read the nomination. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Flowers.
Thank you.
Now you have to stand here while we read about
Yeah.
you.
I'm going to get red.
Wish the picture.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't take a shower. That's why my hair is green. It's natural. Okay. Stephanie has a cheerful and positive attitude. She goes out of her way to help parents and students. She is the social worker in charge of students' 504 plans. She makes students feel important, safe, and shows genuine concern for each student. Students on 504 plans at times feel like they are different and neglected. She welcomes students and goes out of her way to make sure the students feel safe and respected at school. She takes time to spend with parents to make sure parents understand and answers all their questions. She makes sure that the parents also feel that their student will be taken care of. She really goes out of her way and always has her students' best interests. You can tell that she loves her job at Kennedy, and it shows. Now here goes.
You're released.
Okay. What's up? Oh, sorry. Okay, next one's Miss O'Neill. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's all good.
Oh, thank you.
Chair. All right. Miss O'Neill has gone above and beyond by providing and outreaching for necessary support for my child. She made sure to continue to keep us updated throughout the process, as well as picked her up right where she left off after her leave of absence. It was like she never left. She always has a positive and motivating personality when dealing with my child as well, that he even likes to only deal with her school-related things. She deserves this honor because of these things. Thank you.
You didn't know today was the day to cry.
I know.
Next up is Doug Cool.
It's Doug Day.
I didn't wear green, I forgot.
Thank you, Doug.
You're fired, Doug.
Sorry. Sorry.
I'm not the one doing the pinching. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll take a picture of that. All right, let me read this nomination. A long one. I believe Doug Cool should receive an HSA award because he really kept the choir alive when we had no one to teach the kids. So he took on 2 jobs without being asked. He stepped up to the plate and hit a grand slam without ever giving it a second thought. He must play for the Dodgers. If he was stressed about anything, none of us would have known because he just kept showing up for our kids when we needed a leader, and never without a positive, loving, and respectful attitude towards everyone he came across. I don't know anyone who could have done a better job and who is still doing the best job ever at supporting the kids through such a difficult and confusing time. The year's almost over, and he's still running strong, even when others are freaking out about how we didn't have a choir teacher for this year. So thank you, Doug, for taking charge and showing all of us what true leadership with love and compassion for all the kids looks like. Thanks to you, our kids who just want to sing, dance, and enjoy school like they always have are doing that, and it's all because of you. And our last one, who's not here right now, is Adrian Castro. He's our plant manager here at Kennedy High School. So let's give him a warm round of applause. I'll read this one out. Adrian is a central support system of campus. Most people may not even know he's there, but everyone benefits from his efforts. Adrian is Kennedy's site manager, and his quiet leadership keeps the campus clean, orderly, and running smoothly. He is always there to help open doors, find missing items, and arrange services and repairs. He is the hero.
Anything that I want.
That too. I see them rolling around in a cart, so I know it's serious business. He is the hero behind the scenes that comes early and stays late to support our children and ensures the facilities are in order so their activities can happen. Thank you, Adrian, for your service to our children.
And in classic Adrian fashion, he wanted to give this award to the rest of his team, which is,
Yes, let's give a shout out to our custodian.
yeah, for sure. And there they all are, your names.
So thank you again to our PTSA who always wants to foster that school community collaboration. You know, without them, we wouldn't have our teacher appreciation lunches, scholarships for juniors and seniors, activities that we have throughout the year, and so on and so forth. So thank you again to the PTSA.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
Don't forget that they're going to be honor at dinner too.
Yes, so you want to talk a little bit about they all know, right? Okay, good. So all of our honorees, our 4, are invited to an HSA dinner where we all get to honor and appreciate you guys again. So very exciting upcoming event. All right, so we like to take a pause for this particular Coffee with the Principal that coincides with Irish Week to talk a little bit about where we come from, what's going on here. And so we want you to know that John F. Kennedy High School officially opened September 14th, my birthday, mark it on your calendars. 1964, not my birth year now. Close but no cigar, in La Palma, California. So while the school was under construction, the unfortunate and awful assassination of John F. Kennedy occurred while it was under construction. And so the students got together and submitted to the AUHS board that they wanted their school to be named John F. Kennedy High School. So rumor has it that we were the first high school in the nation, because it just happened to coincide with the construction, that we were the first high school in the nation to be named in his honor. So originally we were supposed to be Centralia High School, and the rumor is we were the first to adopt that name. Again, kismet that it coincided, the opening coincided with wanting to honor his legacy. So that's incredible. I do want to tell you that the first graduating class, however, is actually the graduating class of 1966. And that's because they did not start with seniors. So they started with freshmen and sophomores and then built from there and then added a year every year until in 1966 they had their first graduating class. So this year is the 60th year for the first graduating class. And the ASB president from that time, his name is Paul Mills. He is arranging a 60-year reunion to coincide with our homecoming event next October. So there will be, they were on campus last year for a little bit. They are trying to get a whole bunch of different events going on campus as well. They came back and saw, oh my gosh, look at all these changes. But they all wanted to take a picture around the Blarney Stone, which we'll talk about in a minute. So some of the changes in our mascot that you can see. This is the original one that was published in the student handbook back at the time. So in that 1964 student handbook, which was like, how do you become a Kennedy student? This was the mascot. He's so dapper. Look at him. And then we decided to do kind of naughty things, and we decided that this was going to be our mascot. You'll notice, I won't even say that on the thing. Never mind. This
We don't wanna
mascot,
get
nope.
copyrighted.
This mascot's nowhere to be found anymore on campus. Not published on YouTube at all. Never, nope. We have a cease and desist for the use of this mascot because it belongs to the University of Notre Dame. And then this is our new one. So this is the one that was actually created by Anaheim Union High School District Graphic Arts Department. And so this is our new one. This is the one that's approved and the one that you see used across. So look at he's gotten much angrier as time has gone on.
We
Yeah.
really brought the fighting Irish.
Yeah. He really, I don't know what fight he's doing, but
Smiling fight.
yeah, fight to get to the dance floor. That's what he's doing. This is the shillelagh. It is, and it really catalogs a lot of the traditions. So we have an original copy of that. We have a lot of original things actually in the main office. You can see a lot of the memorabilia in the trophy case that's in the main office. We have some other things. One of my projects this summer, yes, I work in the summer. Gross, huh? But one of my projects is to kind of go through some of that memorabilia and what we have duplicates of, sort of like let go some of those things, thank it for its service and let it go, and then keep some of those things that are important and redo that trophy case. So swing by. But this is this first student handbook called the shillelagh. It is a walking stick. So the shillelagh is a walking stick in Irish culture. It is in my office. There is an actual shillelagh in my office, and it is on the rocking chair, which is the next one about the rocking chair. There's the shillelagh. That's in my office. Nobody sits on the rocking chair, so don't come in and try to sit on it. This is a symbol of our school. It's this treasured rocking chair. Every year during graduation, the chair is put in the back of Mr. Howe's car, and driven to the stadium and sits on the stage along with the shillelagh. That's the tradition. You'll see it at graduation this year. And it is brought to honor our graduating class. It is a replica of the one that President John F. Kennedy used in office because during his time in the Navy, he got injured and he had a bad back. And there was something about rocking in the rocking chair, which alleviated the pain that he had in his back. And so he had this rocking chair in the White House when he was president. And we have a replica of it. It is rumored that the replica was presented to Kennedy High School as a gift from the Kennedy family. That is rumored. No one ever sits in the chair, myself included. Here is the Blarney Stone, the amazing Blarney Stone, the graduating class of 1966. They wanted a picture in front of this stone. It was very important that they have that picture. And for a while there, we had bricks that could be kind of purchased. And at some point, we got past that tradition. It's kind of a neat tradition to have your name there in the cement around the Blarney Stone. The first graduating senior class found and placed the Blarney Stone in 1966 in the senior circle. That's probably why it was so special for them to take a picture in front of it. They really set up a lot of the traditions. This particular ASB president, a student at the time, Paul Mills, he and his classmates really created a lot of these traditions, and they are honored and excited to see that they are still in existence. So the senior circle is shaped like a shamrock. If you saw our hype video where we have a bunch of students in the center around the Blarney Stone and the drone camera pulls back up, you can see that it is in the shape of a shamrock around here. These shape out the shamrock. In the shillelagh, it says this about the Blarney Stone. It says, our Blarney Stone has grown to become a symbol of Irish individuality. It has become a representative of the Irish past tradition, for in our young school, this is the oldest tradition, landmark, or symbol we possess. And that comes from the shillelagh.
So we're going to do a quick transition because the period's about to end. Mr. Howe typically does what we call supervision, where he makes
Just
sure,
passing periods,
yeah,
yes.
he makes sure everyone's going to class on time. So while we do
Dress
that
code
transition-
students,
yeah.
tells them to hurry up, all the things.
While we do that transition, if anyone who received an HSA nomination needs to go, you're excused. But go ahead and get a refill of coffee, maybe a pastry. We'll take a quick little pause.
We're going to take a little pause, and then we're going to hear from former Mr. Irish, Mr. Howe. Get some coffee, get some pastries. If you need some beer, Leah's here. Started. Welcome back from our break. We are going to come back to Mr. Jeff Howe to allow him to go do his real job instead of talking to us. But in the interim, we want to make sure that you hear about the Kennedy experience, the current Kennedy experience, from our own student representative to the Board of Trustees, Leah Garcia.
Hi everyone, my name is Leah Garcia, as you've already been told, and my position is student rep to the Board of Trustees. So a little bit about that is that I go to all the board meetings and I represent all 26,000 students in the district, and I do that by a program that I started, Cookie Connections, going to every single school site and talking to a group of students who are struggling to find motivation, and I kind of talk to the principal of the school site and gather information from the ambassador at every school site, and then try to talk to the superintendent about what we can do from that point. But obviously I didn't come here from nothing. So I came from Walker Junior High School, and like all my family has gone to Kennedy, my mother, my cousins, my uncles, and everyone. So it was always in the plan to come to Kennedy, and they've all had really good experiences. My mom was the first to go to college in her family, and she was born in Mexico and came to Kennedy, and now is very successful working in the baking industry. So it's been a very good time. And at Kennedy, I've done honors classes, dual enrollment, I've done like CVA classes online, I've done AIM, I've always been in ASB because I've had a lot of friends there. I do cross country and I run a lot. That's how I release anxiety and my stress. And then I'm also an IB diploma candidate. So I'm going through everything right now, doing all the research, doing all the things that I need to do in order to get my diploma. And so now we're kind of ending that. It's like finding like a breath of fresh air because I have time and I get to sleep and like everything's fun. And yeah, like this year has been really fun. I get to do like random like side quests like this and talk to you all and like meet a lot of people and like smile and like socialize. So it's been really fun for me. Oh yeah, and that's it. Thank you.
Could you tell us real quick? You're a senior, right?
Yeah.
So, what's one thing that you've noticed throughout your 4 years at Kennedy's, like their values or maybe their core mission that you really resonated with you?
Okay, so one thing about Kennedy that I really, really love is how diverse the campus is. Like, you're going to go to a lot of different schools in the district and see that there is diversity, but there's not as much diversity as there is at Kennedy High School. And you will walk into any classroom and see a million different types of people from a million different backgrounds, and that is something that I really, really value. And then as like the core values at Kennedy, we definitely do a lot of work with innovation, and there is a lot of like openness to being creative, and even with the IB diploma projects, that we have a lot of liberty to like create passion projects and to like go off our own interest and really build upon that. So there's a lot of room to expand our own interest there.
And then I know you're the student ambassador for the district. I don't know if people really like take into consideration that you represent all the students. So how's that been like?
Oh, it's been good. I definitely do keep a busy schedule because I want to get to as many people as I can. Well, I mean, like, I went to the opening of the auditorium at Anaheim High School, and I would just like walk in the middle of the line and be like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, I'm the student rep, what's your name? And then I meet people like, oh, I went to Anaheim High School like 11 years ago, and now I'm working in this, and these are my kids, and now they go here, and like, it's really fun because I get to meet new people, and I hear about their stories. Or I went to present at some elementaries in the Anaheim Elementary District, and I was talking to parents, and I was like, you're gonna get through this, like, it's gonna be okay, like, you have a little kid right now, but like, I promise, like, you'll get there. And so it's been really fun.
And then I know you're also an ASB, so throughout your 4 years, what are some like traditions or cultural things that you've tried to like bring to Kennedy as a student, for students?
So every year I've been in a different cabinet. So like freshman year I was treasurer, and then it kind of built up from there. And I've had so many fun fundraisers. Like one year we had a Raising Cane's fundraiser, and our line was so big we didn't have enough food for everyone. It was like, it's kind of like a shock that you're like, wow, I planned this and it actually went really well. And then we have had like bake sales for Valentine's Day, and we actually, freshman year, we had a little like card writing session, like write a letter to your future self, and I still have that like in my car, and like we wrote it as freshmen, and there's like we didn't have the whole class, it was like 100 letters, and then we're going to distribute it senior year. So I've tried really hard to like create events where people can go and they can bond, like, yeah.
All right, and then my last question. I know a lot of our parents here have students all across, whether they're freshman or sophomore, junior. what is some advice you would give to them for their students to stay engaged and like buy into the Kennedy culture?
Oh yeah. Definitely like try everything at least once. Like freshman year is definitely your time to see what you like and what you don't like, to go to random like club meetings and be like, okay, this is where I'm gonna grow. And then once you find what you like you stay there, and then you try to build a story off there, because when you go to college and when you're applying, it's definitely really important to show that you kind of built like your own like story. So like if you're interested in like biology, okay, like what did you go from there? Okay, I also have a passion in biology and I have a passion in like the intersection with engineering. So then you go like you apply for that program, and then you go to this club and you're building it, and you start this own other club, but it's all related to one single thing, so you can like kind of build from there.
Okay, and then I guess my last question now would be, if you can take one thing that you've learned from Kennedy to your future college, whatever, what would it be?
One thing I could take from Kennedy to college is, definitely the school spirit. Like I feel like we do a lot of we're always wearing green, and like we do a lot of like activities where we're passing out giveaways for ASB, or like we're painting things, or like we're decorating campus, things like that. And I hope that my college would be like that, and I hope that I can go to football games in college and like wear the outfits and like paint my face, and I hope that works out like that.
Awesome. Everybody give it up for Leah Garcia.
Do you all have any questions or anything? Oh, yes.
Well, first I want to say thank you for being an ambassador to all the students, going to the different schools, listening to other voices, and bringing a spotlight to it. What inspired you to create this course and follow this storyline through?
Let me repeat that question for our viewers at home. So first, we want to acknowledge that Leah is one of our student ambassadors, but we also how do you, sorry.
She asked what inspired me.
Yeah, what inspired you?
Okay. It definitely came from a vision that I would have wanted for myself. I feel like when I came here for freshman year, I was definitely a lot different, and I was a lot more shy, and I was a little bit scared of raising my hand and participating. So going through the years and going to honors classes, meeting new people, it definitely came from if I were to start it all over again. And I have a little sister, so I see her and I'm I give you this advice and I would advise you to do that. It came from that. And also whenever I have interviews now, I ask my mom what do I wear, and I ask my cousins what should I say for this program, and I feel a lot of people don't have that. And so when I was applying for ambassador, when I was applying for different things I do, it's always I have this, how can I be that for you? And so that's what kind of inspired me. So yeah, my family. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, any other questions? Okay, thank you.
All right, and now Mr. Irish himself, class of what?
87.
87, Mr. Howe.
I have to take this?
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't changed.
At all, yes. And that baggy pants style came back.
Yeah?
Yes, so.
Oh, God, that was 40 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So could you just tell us a little bit about how your experience at Kennedy was throughout class of 87?
87, yeah, class of 87. Anybody beat that? Anybody graduate before 87? Okay, 1. All right, 2. Okay, all right. So, yeah,
Same year.
yeah, same year? Yeah. It's, Kennedy has changed a lot, but it has stayed the same. So a lot of the traditions, Kennedy is a school just like a lot of other schools that are full of traditions. And we have new traditions since I was a student here, but there's Irish Week is this week. That has always been a tradition at Kennedy High School. So, so students, for the most part, have stayed the same. Students are students. Policies have changed. What our new traditions have formed because of policies. So there's things that you can no longer do because people can get injured. So there's had to be changes made because of that. But, it's nice because we were supposedly the first high school named after the fallen president in 1964. And that was always something that was kind of special to the student body because, we're not named after an elementary school district like all the other schools in our district. We are named after a American president. So that was always kind of neat.
What's one tradition in your time at Kennedy that you feel like really resonated with you? Like it's so memorable that you still think of it to this day?
Wow, that's a good one. I don't know. There's a lot of good memories. And again, it's the way life works. I didn't predict this. I didn't predict that I would end up being back at Kennedy as a teacher, a coach, and an assistant principal. That wasn't my objective. So it's kind of interesting how it's played out because, we have shirts that say K-High for life. There's one right back there. And when that kind of resonates with me a little differently because Kennedy has been my life. And so, to answer that question, I don't think I'm going to answer it completely, but the bottom line is, and this is what, and I've been at multiple schools, this is what I've tried to instill in the students at every school I've been, get involved. Okay, and Leah has shown what getting involved can do. Okay, but that's what we kind of express when I go around the first couple weeks and speak to the freshmen. I always tell them, get yourself involved because the 4 years are going to go by fast, and you can change the path of your life. You can change your interests. You can change your circle of friends by getting yourself involved because students that get themselves involved, grades are important. The circle of friends become a lot better for the most part because they're people that want to be successful, want to pad their resumes. And so, the traditions that we have at Kennedy just reinforce that involvement because it was interesting. We were at our Irish Week Assembly yesterday, and when they they revealed the theme for the prom, just the excitement in the student body. That's neat because they look forward to that tradition at that assembly. Same thing at the winter assembly when they're doing it for winter formal. So a lot of students are involved, and it makes school more meaningful to get involved in the traditions. So I know I didn't answer that, but that was a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer to that is.
Well, here's another curveball.
Okay.
We have a lot of Kennedy alumni who come back, or teachers, coaches. What is it about Kennedy? What kind of magic does it have that people want to keep coming back?
I can answer that one. I just think it's the adults on campus that have a genuine concern and compassion for their students. I mean, because when I went to college, I wasn't an education major. I was physical therapy. When the chemistry got too hard, then my former basketball coach asked me to come back and coach. And then I start talking to some of my older coaches, older teachers. They say, why don't you get your teaching credential? And that's why I got my teaching credentials, because I started coaching, and you always have people looking out for you. And even when I got my first teaching job, it was in another school district. As soon as a teaching position opened up at Kennedy, my old department chair, an assistant principal, they reached out to me and said, we want you to interview for that job. And so it's just the genuine concern and a lot of the teachers and coaches. I'm in a different position, but I know as a former teacher here, I still have students that still reach out to me. They come and see me. I have 3 to 5 every year that come back, and they want to update me on what they're doing, their successes, where they graduated from, all those things. And so it's just, there's a genuine interest in what happens to the students here at Kennedy.
All right, and then one of my second to last questions. We didn't really go over Mr. Irish. Can you explain what that is to our parents, and then how you won that?
Yeah, and again, that's a tradition that's kind of changed over the years. The way it works now, and what Mr. and Miss Irish symbolize, is the Irish spirit, the Kennedy spirit, and the individuals that are nominated for that, the individuals that receive that, are recognized by the staff here at Kennedy High School based on who represents the full Kennedy experience. Okay, what you've been involved in, academics, social, the compassion that you have, towards others. And so that's kind of what the Mr. and Miss Irish is. Back when I received it, there was the nomination process, but then it was also voted on by the student body. So the student body actually selected it back in my day. In today, and I'm not sure when that tradition changed, it's selected by the staff here at Kennedy. So, yeah. So so that's the difference. Did you guys go to a school that had like a recognized? Yeah. So you went to Kennedy? What year did you graduate? 95. Okay, so that was right before I came back. So I came back in 96. So, okay.
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Howe?
And I just want to thank you for all your involvement in trying to make Kennedy a better place as well. And go Irish.
Let's give it up for Mr. Howe. Oh, I think she has a question.
His parents wanted to express her gratitude about how the school support her daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter is Miss Cho.
Mr. Howe, it's about you. Okay. Mr. Howe, it's about you. So my daughter was, in the process of selecting the courses for next year. My daughter was struggling with math. And while you're passing through her and you found her, about knowing she's struggling math, and you told her, after school, if you need support in math, just come to me and I will get you connected. And that's what you just did.
Is that Joyce?
Connected.
Yeah.
Joyce. So
Yeah.
she wanted to share something good and grateful things about Mr. Howe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I have to give Mr. Rollerson all the credit there, because Mr. Rollerson is the math teacher. Mr. Rollerson's the math teacher that takes, that is helping our APEX students, those students that are behind credits junior and senior year. But Mr. Rollerson also welcomes freshmen and sophomores and juniors and seniors that are not APEX, that are struggling in math, and he has helped many students that I've brought to him. And I just happened to cross, everything happens for a reason, but I just happened to cross paths with Joyce one day in the counseling center. She was struggling. She didn't know if she wanted to take honors math next year. And I said, well, what's the situation? And so she told me, and I said, here, let me go to introduce you to Mr. Rollerson. And I went over there a couple times, and Joyce was sitting in there, and I saw Joyce, I think it was last week, and she's up to a B now in honors freshman math. So math 1 and 2. So and that happens to a lot of students. So Mr. Rollerson deserves all the credit. So I'm glad it worked out for her.
Mr. Howe is so solution-oriented, so we just wanted to thank you today to spend time with us. Let's give him a shout out. He only said back in my day once. So.
Just remember, there's no school like the old school. So.
Go Big Green.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, this is just some of our all-star faculty. We actually have more. than just this, so that you can see these are some of our current staff. This is actually a yearbook a couple years ago, who were students here at Kennedy. And we have added 2 new staff members, might actually be more. This year, Mr. Paul Yoon is a former Kennedy student, and he is one of our new math teachers. And Mr. Gary Hara, who is our current 12th grade counselor, was a Kennedy student and is now back. So in addition to all of this amazingness here, Miss Staten, Mr. Reed, Mr. Howe, the list goes on and on of those people that return back. So it was a good question to ask about why do people return to Kennedy. One thing that Mr. Howe is kind of humble and he won't tell you, but he knows almost every single student's name on this campus. We have about 1,996 students. Got to get 4 more, and then we break the 2,000. Yeah, but he, Mr. Howe, makes it his really life mission to know every single student's name, and that's why he immediately knew Joyce. Knew the name. Yeah.
So we have some upcoming events. This week we have our Yale reclassification ceremony. So we're doing that ongoing work to support our English learner families and students, so can't wait to celebrate those students. Spring break next week, I know I'm ready. That's should be highlighted.
It really is.
Yeah.
For about a week, they're your problem.
Yeah.
We'll take them back on March 30th, but for a week, they're all you.
Stock up the fridges.
Yep.
So then April 2nd, we have our TEDx Kennedy, so we're actually bringing those popular TEDx talks where it's kind of like a way to be civically engaged through a presentation, and it's usually about a passionate topic. You're giving a little speech.
One of the amazing things about this April 2nd event as well is that it is student created. So it is a student TEDx event. There is a student on Kennedy campus that wanted to bring TEDx here and create this opportunity for students to talk about what's worth talking about, really. And she promoted it out district-wide. And so we actually will have students presenting their TEDx speeches from Kennedy, Cypress, and Oxford on April 2nd. All of those students from across the district decided that they wanted to participate in that. And then speaking of speeches, tonight is our soapbox finals speech competition, AUHSD-wide. Every school sends one representative. Our representative, I think, is Allison Hahn, I think. And she is delivering her speech tonight. Hopefully on St. Patrick's Day, the luck of the Irish is with her, and that she wins big. But that is tonight at Loera High School starting at 6 p.m. if you're interested and want to support Allison.
We also have our second annual IB Film Festival, which will be on 13th of April, from 6 to 7:30 in K-PAC. So we'll have a flyer and more announcements to come.
More information to come.
Six, the musical, Friday,
Six,
Saturday.
the musical, Friday and Saturday. Get your tickets now. They did a little piece of it at the Irish Assembly yesterday, and it was amazing. So if you are free Friday, Saturday night, 7 p.m., I believe, is when show starts. Please come and support our Blarney Stone Theater. And then second round of show choir competitions is also April 10th and 11th, I believe. So second round, we are in show choir competition season right now, which is a crazy season.
And last but not least, speaking of new traditions, we have our senior capstone showcase coming up. So we're inviting all parents and community members to attend. Doesn't matter if you don't have a senior. We would love to have you be
Yeah.
part of our panel.
So if you don't have a senior, you are able to sign up for any of the 3 days or all of the 3 days, whatever strikes your fancy. If you do have a senior and you would like to watch your senior's presentation, you are able to be on your senior's panel along with the 4 other students that are presenting in the same room, and you'll provide feedback not just to your senior but the 4 other seniors as well. However, you need to sign up for the day that your senior is presenting in order for us to make the stars align. So the seniors all have their date. They all know exactly. They received it in their email. We harassed them. What day did we harass them? Friday? Friday, they were told in every single class to open their emails because they just like to look at the subject line and go, I've got the gist, we're fine. But open your email, actually look. And then we got a little bit of feedback of, I have, a prior commitment, I can't do it on this day. So we were able to make a couple little shifts. But at the for now, we're Tuesday, we're a few days out. They've all seen it. They've acknowledged it. They're set. So if you have a senior and you would like to come again, you need to sign up for the day that your senior is presenting. I know a Friday seems like a good day to come, but if they're not presenting on Friday, you don't get to see them. This is the QR code that you can scan to sign up. This is also a little bit.ly there. Some we've already received and already placed on panels. If you've already signed up, you've been placed on a panel unless our senior parents, and some of you are probably home watching, unless you signed up on the wrong date. And then Mr. Hernandez is going to be reaching out to you and saying, it's actually this date. Yeah. Anything else about this? All right, if you are planning on attending and supporting, whether you have a senior or not, we are asking you to be at MP1, which is that large building on the other side of the main office, at 7:30 in the morning, where we will do an orientation for all of our guest panelists, because you don't need to know anything before you show up at 7:30. We'll talk you through the process, what the students are doing, what you'll be presenting, how you'll be providing feedback. Feedback's a little different the way we're providing it this year. I think it's better. I think you'll like it. And then you will be directed to the room where you've been assigned. Again, if you're a parent of a senior, it is your senior's room where you're assigned.
So if you're able to give time, this is a school-wide celebration throughout the whole week, so we'd love to have you there.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
Thank you all
it.
for coming.
5 minutes early.
Yeah.